guys, and welcome back to our channel. So today I kind of wanted to take a second or a few minutes and point out something that I've been noticing a lot on a lot of these mama vloggers. I love to watch other moms out there on YouTube that just, I don't really like the fake ones. I can tell when someone's being fake, but there are a lot that I follow that I can tell are just really genuine and are completely honest about what's going on. Some take a little time to come out and say it, but I can actually tell if someone has anxiety or if someone has depression, and I relate to that a lot, and I don't think that it's talked about enough. And now all of a sudden, I've noticed a lot of them coming out and just apologizing, and I feel like they shouldn't have to. It's life, and there's so many of us out there that are going through the same exact thing, and people are just so busy shaming other moms, and it's uncalled for. You never know what someone else is going through. You don't know how someone else is parenting, and it's really none of your business. Everyone parents their own way. I know I was raised a certain way, and I know what I should and should not be doing, what I agree on and what I don't. But I just see it. It's just like a common thing that I don't feel like is talked about enough. And now that I'm noticing it more, it's just making me want to actually come out and just kind of talk about my experience. So when I was about 7, I was going through a really difficult time. I guess because I was transitioning into another life. I moved in with my mom, and I moved in with my soon-to-be stepdad. He was in the Coast Guard, so we did move to South Carolina from Florida. And that's when I noticed a lot of like mental changes for me, but I was so young that I just kind of brushed it off and dealt with it. I just really surrounded myself with a bunch of friends and made sure that I made great grades, and I kept busy for the most part. And then we moved from South Carolina. We were in South Carolina for 4 years, and then we moved to Kodiak, Alaska. If you guys aren't familiar with that, it is the largest Coast Guard base in the world. And the first year was great. It was kind of harder for me to make friends. I just didn't have a lot in common with a lot of the kids on base because I was a new, coastie, and new coastie daughter, and it took me a little while to find the group of friends that had the same hobbies and same things that I liked to do. Like, we just didn't have a lot in common. I did hang out with a few, but it just didn't feel like it did in South Carolina. So, after the first year there wasn't really too much to do besides fishing, camping, four-wheeling, going to school, hanging out with friends on base. It was just I just felt, I don't know, kind of confined in my own body. Like, I didn't want to do anything. So most of the time I just stayed home and listened to music. Music was like my saving grace during that time. And I was still growing up, so my body was changing, and I lost myself, to be honest. And I realized I had gotten anxiety and depression, and I was suicidal because I felt like I didn't have anybody to talk to. Like I said, I didn't feel like any of my friends would understand. I kind of felt ashamed. And we were there for 3 years, and it just got worse. The last year we were there, I did come out to my parents and tell them that I was having these thoughts, and I did want help, and I did go see a therapist for that last year, and I was supposed to continue it a year when we moved, the first year when we moved to Louisiana, and I didn't. I felt like I was a little bit better. I just felt like the therapist didn't understand me. You know how like the cliche therapists are, how they just say, uh-huh, and how do you feel about that? That's kind of what I got out of it, and just kind of realized that I need to be stronger and just kind of get through it by myself, and I did. At least I thought I did. And then we moved here and I started high school. I actually started in 10th, was it 9th or 10th grade? It was 10th grade. And I started here in Covington, and immediately I found a group of friends, but those had changed. Within the first year I was here, I had changed to a different group of friends who actually are still in my life. So thank you guys so much for loving me and accepting me for who I am and just being here for me. I couldn't do it without you, and obviously the family that I have now is just, they're so supportive, but I'll get to that more into detail in that in a minute. So I fell back into depression and anxiety. High school is stressful, you guys, and when you have anxiety, it's just so easy to fall into depression after. So depression just doesn't go away, and I wasn't treating it. I was just kind of being that strong, independent girl that I thought I could be, and it was just too much on top of like the stress of high school. My friends were by my side, and I did actually end up moving out my senior year, and that was probably like one of my biggest mistakes, I want to say, because I moved in with a family that also, like, they just didn't understand me. I wasn't able to do anything. I was locked up in this tiny little, I wasn't really locked up, you guys, but I was staying in like this tiny little room that they had, like their office room with a spare bed. And I'm so thankful that they actually gave me a place to, like, they took me in for like, I guess 4 or 5 months. But when you have depression and anxiety, not being able to go do things and being in a tiny room just doesn't help. So I actually ended up moving in with another friend out here, actually, where I'm staying, and that's how I met my fiance. And to be honest, he was the one that got me through everything the most, I'd have to say. My friends obviously have been there since, 10th grade, but if you watch the Q&A video, I think I kind of discussed how I just, in a few hours, I just got everything out, and he was just my shoulder to cry on. Even though it was over the phone, he just listened, and I haven't really gotten that before. He was just quiet, and he let me get it all out and cry and get the past. He's like, his motto was, the past is the past, and you got to live each day to the fullest and just focus on one day at a time. And yep, here I am today. I'm 25 years old. I met him at 19, and I still have depression and I still have anxiety. I have sought help, and I was on medication for a little while, but I just didn't like the way it made my body feel. I just kind of felt out of it, like everything's going on around you, and like, I don't know, it just made my anxiety worse, basically. I couldn't, like, if I was behind the wheel, I just felt like if I saw a car zoom past me, I'd like stop and like freak out. So that was the lowest dosage too, guys. So I know you can go down dosages or whatever. I was on Prozac, but I just didn't like the way it made me feel. So that is like a small little snippet of my life, and when my depression and anxiety started for me, it really got bad in Alaska. I'm not gonna lie, I guess because of like the whole darkness thing, and I don't know. I really just don't know when it just clicks. You know, it just happens, and some days it's just worse than others. And I just want to come out and be honest about it, that, you know, everyone has their stories and not everybody feels comfortable enough to talk about it. But I feel like with everything that's going on in the world, the woman empowerment and all this, I feel like it needs to be discussed more to lift others up and to feel like they're not alone. It's not a rare thing, you guys. Most people have depression and anxiety, and if they weren't told that they had it, they probably do. They just haven't sought help yet. But yeah, that's my story, you guys. I just want to reach out to anyone that has it. If you guys need someone to talk to, I am here. I've been there. I am there. And don't feel afraid to tell your story. And it could probably change somebody's life, guys. I haven't personally heard that I've changed someone's life yet, but I am not afraid anymore to just talk about this. I know I've met a lot of people that when I tell them that I tried committing suicide multiple times, that's dumb. You were given a life. Why would you want to end it over something so stupid? And you know what? That's your opinion. But you don't live my life, and you don't know what I go through. So you can sit over there and have your opinion. And I'm going to be here, taking care of my kids, being the best mom and soon-to-be wife I can, and just try to make it day by day. I feel like there's so many judgments about people that are committing suicide, or even want to. That's not, like, certain words you should be able to say to someone, but then there's also words that you should just keep to yourself, honestly. You don't, like I said, you don't know what anyone else is going through. You just kind of see what you see on social media, and that's not enough for you to judge. I know we are putting ourselves out there, so someone could be laughing at me right now. I know a bunch of people, like family members, that just think YouTube's funny, but it gives me another meaning. It gives me an opportunity to connect with other people that are probably going through the same exact thing, or maybe have a similar story. And I'm able to make friends, like friends that I have things in common with. So it may not be a big deal to some people, and that's okay. I don't hate you guys for it. I actually love you. But this is fun for me. If I could do this for a living, and maybe have like a side job, which I do want to do. I do want to get into real estate. That would be probably the greatest thing that I could possibly do, besides being a mother. Obviously, that's my top right now. But being able to stay home and interact with people, and maybe help someone just be more positive about themselves and not so absorbed about what other people think about them. That would be amazing. Like, it would be like the easiest job in the world. And I'm not fancy with my editing. I don't care if someone laughs at me. I used to, guys. And you know what? I quit. Honestly. I'm not in this world to please anybody. I am just here to live my life, and this is something that I enjoy doing. So if you have anything negative to say, I don't care. You can leave it down below. You can give this video a thumbs down. Honestly, I don't care. It's not going to affect me. I am who I am, and I accept me for me. And as long as I have people in my corner that are just positive and that support me, that's all that matters. But I am making this video for others out there who are watching and who are going through the same thing I am or was. But yeah. Thank you, Kristen, Casper. I've only commented on a few of your videos, but thank you for just opening up with your subscribers. It actually helped me make this video. That's the first thing I thought about, was just making the video and sharing my story like you shared a clip it of yours. And there was another mom too, the Bear family, or I think that's how you say it. She had posted a video the other day as well, and I had commented and uplifted her as well. And I think Katie S, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, so I'm just going to say S. I know she has anxiety as well, and she talks about it a good bit. So, if we could just keep doing this, I know that it's just going to make a difference to somebody out there. Even if it's just one person, it's still going to mean the world to them. So, yeah. I'm going to shut up because I feel like I've just been rambling. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope I was able to help somebody. And again, if you guys are going through something, please just comment or private message me. If you want, I'll leave my business email down below, and you guys can message me, email me on there if you don't want it to be talked about or out in the open yet. I'm completely fine with that. But yeah, until then, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.